up with. We'd much rather have gotten together as a group, large group, but I know everybody wants to get on with their summer. Seniors have senior or graduation parties and things, so we just wanted to get this all wrapped up for everybody. Welcome to the 2020 basketball banquet. We'll do better next year. First, I want to start thanking folks. I want to thank the coaches. These guys put in a lot of time during the season and in the off season. We're very lucky to have these three. They really have our son's best interest in mind, and they want Blackhawk to be successful. They want to win. They want to bring championships, and they're bringing that out in our boys too. And that's very, very important. I want to thank the administration, Mr. Ford, the trainers, Jeff does a great job, the cheerleaders, the fans, of course the parents. Without you guys, we couldn't have most of the games. Some of these guys aren't old enough to drive. And most importantly, I want to thank the players. You guys come every game, every day, every practice. You guys come ready to get better. You guys come ready to challenge each other. You come to games ready to win, and that's what it takes. In the next couple years, I expect to see at least one Whitfield championship, if not multiple Whitfield championships. And it starts with you guys. You guys are an integral part of what's going to happen in the next couple years in this program. You guys have been the underclassmen. Some of you for 2 years, some of you this is your first year. You guys have been at every practice. You guys have taken the beating from the seniors and from the juniors, from the varsity. You guys bring it. All right? You guys, every time you guys got knocked down, you got back up again. And that's what the important thing is. So now, for freshmen, there's going to be a class under you. You sophomores who are now juniors, there's going to be 2 classes under you. You guys are now the leaders. You guys are now expected to lead the guys behind you. If you guys don't lead, nobody leads. If you don't have a team, if you don't have any leaders on the team, you're not going to be successful. Now your turn to become leaders. Take everything you've learned from the last year or 2, and turn it around and start teaching it to the kids that are younger than you, and start making yourselves the leaders and the young adults that we know that you can be. So, I want to take it now and turn it over to the quarterback.
Yeah, I'll talk briefly. I'm going to let these guys do most of the talking, just because it's more of a JV group. But again, I wanted to thank everybody. Look at where we're at right now. Not only am I looking to be a coach and a mentor to all you guys, I'm looking to win championships right now. So that's an exciting part for me. Is that's where we're at. And if I look back a little bit ago, where we're at as a whole, it wasn't like that. And I look to my right, I look to my left, and I think we're all very lucky to be surrounded by really, really good people. And I think that's what makes this whole organization in particular very special. I see really good kids. I see really dedicated parents that have done a lot to shuffle you guys around, get you to workouts, get you to multiple sports, and really do a lot for you. So when you go home tonight, or you're on the way home, make sure you thank your parents for everything that they've done, because it's a lot. And you guys have put a lot of time into. I think what's separating us right now a little bit is not only do we have good basketball players, but a lot of you guys are multi-sport athletes. And not only are you going to basketball workouts in a day, maybe you're going to football and basketball in a day, or baseball and basketball in a day. So that's different than it was a little while ago, years ago. So now we have guys that are really dedicating themselves to athletics, pretty much on a full-time basis, and it's really, really good to see. So I just want to thank everybody again, parents, players, athletic trainers to keep us healthy. Jeff does a great job. Our boosters, great coaches, great people alongside of us. So thank you guys, and I'll let these guys start to talk about individual players.
About my JV guys. Before I start though, I want to thank players and the families for being with us in February. Really appreciate your support. JVs, 14-5. We had
section champs.
really
We forgot
good year.
to mention that last time. JV section, mythical JV section champs.
14-5.
We keep track.
47 points a game. Jonesy was our leading scorer, 158 points. He led the team in free throw percentage and free throws shot and made it. He was at 72%. Ollie led the team with 3-pointers with 32. Aiden had the highest free throw percentage, 75%, but only shot 16. But he was 12 of 16, 75%. So just a few of the stats that we had for the year. I'll start with some of the freshmen. Start with Wiz. Wiz, he loves to compete, whether it's one-on-one, free throws, shooting drills. He competes to win and to get better. Handles the ball well, plays fast, drives without fear. He can get to the hoop. So just like the way he plays, what he brings to our team. Appreciate your effort.
My man Wiz. See, he'll start it, and then I bring in some color. You know? So, I've been doing this probably 24, 25 years. I have to say, the first time in my coaching career that an idiot parent from Ambridge actually followed a player into the locker room wanting to fight him. And I was completely taken back by this. And I didn't understand what was going on. And I looked, and at first I thought they were going after Hoover because Hoover was giving that guy the business a little bit as well. But no. This psycho, Benny's dad, this is all I know him as. Benny's dad wanted a piece of Wiz. And that just still blows my mind. But I'm going to kind of treat both of you as the same, because you guys are my ball handlers as the freshmen. And me as an old point guard, try to teach you a lot of things, you know, that I'm not able to teach some of the bigger guys, because I really wasn't good in the paint at all. But at the end of the game, you know, we want the balls in your hands. And I think as the beginning of the season, and without a freshman team, I said this to the last group, it's hard as freshmen. We had 13, how many kids on that JV team, and playing time was tough. So we would have all liked to have more game experience or game time. But you two, especially as freshmen, the ball was in your hands a lot of the time at the end of the games or whatever. And I know we talked individually about game situations. And I think you guys have really learned a lot this year. And again, it gets better. I'll get to Jonesy, because Jonesy's freshman year to the sophomore year, two totally different experiences. And I think you're going to experience and see that as well. The growth that you both have had, we want the ball in your hands. And I think you learned how to make better decisions in those tight game situations. Now, we should have been 15-4 because I blew at the Central Valley game. But you guys really matured and learned a lot. You guys were on the court in those crucial situations, and I think you're both going to be a lot better player for that. The one thing, though, ours, is that I definitely want the ball in either of those two hands when we're getting fouled, because your free throw, dude, the percentage.
It's in here.
The
Yeah,
free throw.
I got something to say. Yeah.
We'll just wait to deliver what that free throw percentage was from the hours, probably the whole hours household minus your daughter.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of both of you guys. You guys have really taken a leadership role. Your effort, your tenacity. You don't back down. You're competing against kids at practice that are 2 and 3 years older than you, and just really appreciate your effort. I told the last group that your group is one of my favorite, because there's a lot of you. I've had personal relationship with you guys at AAU, and just have known you guys a lot longer in some instances. And you guys are packaged between two very talented classes. So there's big expectations for getting that WPIL championship game and title. We were real close this year. One real bad quarter, or we get there. We had the lead against Highlands, who ended up winning it all, and we had them on the ropes. So you guys get a feel for what it takes at practice, what it takes during the game times, and things of that nature. So you three, I just want to kind of reiterate that, because we talked to the freshmen in the last session, as them as a whole as a freshman, but you three are vital pieces to that. And you guys all collectively have the talent to get there. You shoot it well, you handle it well, you defend well, you have some size. And again, there's good classes surrounding you. So you freshmen, as the linchpin to keeping this together over the next couple of years. So real proud of you, Wiz, and I'll let you now go ahead to Mr. Hours.
All right, young Ayers, as we call him. He is 100% point guard. Handles the ball well, plays fast, passes well, can get to the rim, get in the paint, hit those little runners in the paint. Not so good at shooting. 1 to 10. I have them for 1 of 10 at the foul line this year.
Well, that was
1 of
before
10.
you made a couple in the Beaver game or whatever, right?
Oh
Beaver
yeah,
tournament.
it wasn't the postseason stuff, but I had to give that to Howard, 1 out of 10. But the ball handling and the passing, getting to the rim, he can get to the rim. Both those guys get to the rim for little guys. They can get in the paint and score.
And if we need a defensive stop, I complimented E as a JV guy. If I see somebody that's real comfortable in the paint, and they're having our way in the post and getting some buckets internally, I look to E, and I'm like, go make them uncomfortable. And click, boom, he knows. Whether it's James Darno or a kid from Beaver Falls or a kid from Malaquippa, Eric is going to go in there and you're going to be in for a battle. If I need a stop for a guard, you're my man as a freshman. You're the lockdown defender that I hope everybody else can get to that nature. But if I have somebody on the perimeter that we need to shut down as a freshman, you're my go-to guy. And my story for you is, at my own expense, whoever went to the South Fayette JV game this year, I got my first technical in probably 7 or 8 years. And I didn't mean it to be comical or funny, but I said, what did I say?
That official was just.
He said something to me and I went blah, 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 blah. And he teed me up and I'm looking next to me and it's him sitting there smiling ear to ear like, yeah.
The whole bench.
Because
On the
I've
floor.
got, his mother filmed him when they were little kids with this cute little litter bug song. But now you got something over me. If anybody, I think Mrs. Meredith has that on tape, so
I do.
you might want to get that and use that as leverage if you don't want to see that litter bugs video your senior year. But nice job.
Ollie definitely has put a lot of time in his shooting, leading the team with 32 threes, and was third in the team in scoring. But my first impression of Ollie was when we started getting together at outside of Fizz and all that stuff. What a fine young gentleman he was. Every time after practice, he'd come up, shake my hand, and thank me. And that was my first impression of Ollie. Really enjoyed hanging out with this kid.
Ollie, again, I've been doing this for a while now. You could be the best shooter that I've ever coached. And there's a kid named Engel that has a three-point shooting record over here. As freshmen, you're a better shooter. So we all know, and unfortunately every coach in the county right now knows that you can shoot it. So we still have some work to do in the rest of your game, which you're committed to doing, and I know that you work hard and you'll get there, but the way that you shoot the ball is unbelievable. To the point where I know I'm gonna run a play where we're gonna run special, and I know somebody's off you, and literally, again, I'm a little bit more dramatic of a coach and more emotional. I'll get up and I'll know that thing's going in and I'm like, yes. So basketball is, again, I'm really competitive, pretty emotional coach, pretty loud, if you didn't know that already. But basketball and athletics is more than the competition and everything like that. And getting to know these kids, and by the way, you've done an outstanding job as parents. It's phenomenal. I've coached in places where kids need me more as a father figure, like at Rochester. It's not the case here. But your kids, there's still life lessons to be learned. And the day that you hit all the JV threes at Beaver, you also got a technical.
No, that was at the Beaver freshman tournament.
Oh, Beaver freshman tournament. All right. So at first, you don't know how to deal with a situation like that. All right. So at first, I'm kind of mad. And he comes over and he sits next to me. And Meredith, I don't know if you have this on film, his knee is going 100 miles an hour to the point where he didn't know if I was going to yell at him or what. So I'm thinking to myself, he already knows that he's made a mistake. Let's talk through this. So and we sat, I put my arm around him. He was still shaking like, oh, I'm in trouble. He's going to yell at me. Coach Gummer's going to get in my butt. But I took that moment to kind of talk to him about the situation that happened and what he did and how he let his emotions get to the referee. He said something he probably shouldn't, and it was okay. Don't let it happen again. those learning life lessons that, you know, I made a mistake. Coach is going to explain it to me, and we're going to move on. But great job this year, and look forward to the next couple of years with you guys.
Coach, we talked about you, but going back to your coaching,
Oh, I don't have anything to say about cards. We got to have some.
didn't get a chance to coach you a lot with JV as far as scrimmages. You want to come down, want to play with my White JVs. Because White would beat them up. He should have come over a few times, but he stayed up with the green team. And where those spikes brown for?
I have a little bit on Carson real quick, just because he played a little bit of varsity too. He was a key big man reserve for us. He subbed in for James and Ryan whenever they were in foul trouble, which they did a pretty good job of staying out of foul trouble for the most part this year. And we needed his height. He keeps getting bigger. I don't know if it's the hill or I'm looking over at you. You look like you're about 6'5" right now, which is great. You know, we could always count on him to do his job to the best of his ability. You know, he's a young man. He's grown into his body. But he really, when game time came around, he gives everything that he possibly can. Did a really good job as a young guy for us. So we know how athletic you are, what you can bring to the table. We know you're going to have a phenomenal football season, and it's going to carry right over to the hoop season. So just keep doing what you're doing. You know, keep doing both workouts in a day, football and basketball. And your future is very, very bright. There won't be any more fights with your brother this year. I mean, there were sometimes I was close to calling the parents at home, like, yeah, but I knew, you know, it was so competitive. It was such a good thing for our practice. They just swung full go, you know, at times. But at the end of the day, you know, you saw the love they had for one another. They always, you know, made up. I don't know how the car rides were home, but the next day it was usually okay. So I'm gonna miss that. Sometimes they were fighting, and I had to cover my practice plan over with my mouth because I was laughing. You know, it was something, but that was enjoyable. But would they be on the same? Yeah.
Freshman, senior. Chucky already said he's taking a spot.
Well, I want to see that again when that comes around. Okay.
So,
anything you guys want to add?
oh yeah, I could go on for hours with him. Hey, him and Chubb, I could talk forever. But Cars, like, what a difference a sophomore year of Ryan versus a sophomore year of you. Ryan, I don't think talked much. I mean, Ryan, two totally different kids. I'm preaching to the choir here, but from my perspective, you know,
Until the third.
the wild card's coming.
You'll buy him a muzzle.
Yeah. So Ryan has always been self-motivated, very driven, and quiet. You have a totally dynamic personality, whereas I didn't really get much of the fire. Giving you the place to fire right now. Since the season has ended, you know, we have the three of us get together, and he's taking it upon himself. There's some motivators who are on here that's going to start out here. If you have a successful football season, it's going to roll right into hoops. But your charisma, and I don't know how your two are brothers, to be honest with you. But it's fun. But we're gonna push you. We're gonna push you this year a little bit more and get you out of that comfort zone. Because right now, as sophomores, you know, you had a role at the varsity level, but it wasn't a huge one. So you went in there, you had your solid minutes. Next year, it's going to be your team. It's going to be, we only have 7 seniors and juniors next year. Okay, so you three right here as juniors next year are going to be the team leaders, and you're going to be one of the main scorers. We're going to rely on you for a lot. So the dynamics, I hope, of our relationship. I still enjoy texting you and joking around a lot. But that dynamic may change from time to time, but I'm going to let him be the bad guy more than me now, because he's willingly taking on that role. But one of my favorite stories, though, it goes back to team camp, and I was telling the freshmen that the one thing that I miss about this whole COVID pandemic situation is that we can't go to team camp. You've experienced it twice. I think we went to WTU when you guys were the champs down there with Coach Gumbert. And then last year at Erie, it was a different dynamics. We were kind of separated because varsity was mainly in this gym, and then we were all over the place in our vans with the JV teams. So it wasn't as tightly bound, but whoever decided to get those do-rags, there's always like memorable parts of team camp. him and Chubba, I had these do-rags. And I just told the story to the freshmen that we're at Penn State Barron. There's a bunch of teams, a bunch of inner-city Erie teams sitting like along the bleachers here. And here struts Chubba in with this do-rag and all the confidence or swagger in the world. And I'm watching this play out from the other end of the gym. Didn't know that they bought do-rags at Walmart. But imagine 5'0" Chubba walking across the court, and these inner city kids from Erie looking at him, and I could see the puzzled look on their face that some of them thought, oh, this kid must be pretty good. And the other ones were like, I should whip his ass. So there was a lot of confusion with this do-rag, but it stayed with us throughout the season. On Saturday practices, we would have a little bit more of a light practice, and he would always have the do-rag on, and so would Chubba or Marco or whomever. And we might have to get Chucky one for middle school basketball next year. But look forward to a great season here next year with you guys.
Yeah, with Jonesy, like I said, he led the team, JV squad, with the points and the free throws. He had a really nice season running our JV squad. Definitely was the leader on there. So you saw what he did in JV games, but the big role that he played within our scrimmages and practice. The way he competed against Marco and the other guards when we put him in the scout team, and that really translated into him playing really great JV season, is how he competed with our varsity at point against those older guys, and he really showed that his game really improved. His shooting improved, his ball handling, and was really tough on the varsity, especially Marco. Congratulations.
I'll add to that. Really for all three of these guys, if we didn't have an older team or anything, you guys were right there for playing time. A lot more of it too. Ryan, Carson, Aiden. Ryan, I thought you did a really, really nice job this year in practice and everything. I wish I could have played you more in that situation. We just had a lot of seniors, but you're very, very deserving, and I think you're going to have a really big season next year. So keep working. I know you're working really hard right now. Some of these guys, when we went to Kimbrough's last year, were some of the hardest workers there. It really impressed him with those off-season workouts. So good, great group. Dennis, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate what you parents don't get to see is the growth in practice, and that's where your confidence in your game really elevates. To their point, he would battle, he would play. Weekend he's playing against kids 2 years older than him. That you started to see that on the JV court where he would just take games over, shoot the ball, a lot of confidence, handling it, getting to the rim. It was a lot. It was a joy to watch, and the way that he competed and got better every day in practice is what I'll remember from your freshman year to your sophomore year. You can look back at those guys. Freshman year wasn't the best experience without a freshman team, right? But this year, you see how much of a better player you got, and I like the fact that from a freshman again, like Ryan Heckathorn, didn't talk a whole lot. This year, you were more of a leader in talking to the team, as well as you would have maybe a really bad first half, and you and I would talk about how we get it going, what you think you're seeing, or what's causing or what's eliminating, what's preventing you from really taking over. And sometimes you would have it, and you're going, I need to do this, or I'm going to try to do this, or I would add some things. And other times you'd be like, I don't know, I had a great second half, but my first half couldn't figure it out. But I could see the wheels turning with you. And again, me being a point guard, I get a little closer with you ball handlers, and I like picking your brain. I like to hear what you're seeing out there, and that role is going to expand for you because you're going to be the primary ball handler next year. You're going to have to be the lockdown defender on some guards a little bit older than you, and you're going to have to step up to that role, which you're more than capable because you showed it every day at practice competing against kids that were 2 years older than you that were real close to making it to the Whippeal title game and had a nice run into the state playoffs. So looking forward to working with you. And I hear Dad got you a new rim.
Running.
So we're back to getting shots up. Wish you the best with baseball and your baseball season here, and then we'll get it going strong here. Hopefully, whenever we get some guidelines in July and whatever you can fit us in from baseball. 'Cause right now,
If
baseball.
anybody needs a in-ground post and arms, you would have to get the backboard, but we have that.
But proud of you, Ryan. Jonesy, rather. That's all I call you, Jonesy.
Yeah, I don't know his first name. Jonesy. Since Wolfgang's harder to say, I call him Aiden. But I call most of them the nicknames or last names. But I don't know if there's no one that runs the floor better than Aiden. He runs the floor and has more fast break layups, I think, than anyone. His athletic ability gets him up and down the court. His athletic and his size has us in between playing him sometimes. And he asked me, and we talked about, because we'd have him in the blocks and the post a little bit, but then he's so athletic and can handle, can shoot, that we put him out at the perimeter as well. So, like Terrence in the last group, we kind of play him in a couple different spots. You're the same way, because you got some size, you got the athletic ability, you can handle the ball, you get in there and rebound. He's probably one of our better rebounders.
He's never met a three he didn't like either.
And he hit some threes. So there's a lot of places he can play, but one thing he did do was, man, he just ran the floor. Jonesy looked for him up the floor, a lot of layups.
One thing I remember with Aiden was a fall league game where he plays with like a reckless mentality, which is to his strength, and he collided. I think it was a knee, like jaw to a knee or cheek.
It was
Orbital
ahead.
or whatever,
Yeah, and you said you came off and said something's wrong, and we went out in the hall, and you said, yeah, I can't talk. He couldn't say it, so his jaw wasn't moving. I said, oh, you're all right, just trying to make him feel better. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh boy. And you took him to the emergency room or the nearest Med Express, and had some time off. I remember the day you came back, he was just as reckless. Didn't think about it at all. Played super reckless in practice. I was like wincing when I saw him go in for rebounds and everything, but that's just how you play the game. And like I said, it's to your strength, so continue to do that.
Yeah, Aiden, you play the game more carefree than anybody else. You're not afraid to miss a shot. His next play mentality that he always says, he usually he's talking to me next play because I'm yelling at Jonesy for throwing the ball out of bounds or whatever. You mimic that to perfection, because it doesn't matter whether you missed a three that you probably shouldn't have shot, but you think it's going in, and you know what? If you get the shot the next time, you're taking it again. But when you're at your best, it's getting up. They both hit the nail on the head. You are a gazelle. Way more athletic than I thought from middle school to where you are now. And maybe I just missed it, but man, the alley-oops, you'll catch the ball and finish. When we're getting up and running the court, that's going to be when you're at your best. And look forward for, again, I'm more proud of you three. Do you remember when you were in Bantams or middle school? How many kids were on your team? 12, 15? Look at each other. The three of you are the ones that are committed to this. You could have easily had a bad day or coach yelled at me and maybe I'm going to hang it up. Maybe that's what some of the other kids did. But the fact that you three stuck it out and stay together. Again, you're going to be leaders. You're going to have a group in front of you. And then also help these younger guys out. Continue to talk. You don't talk a lot. But let me tell you, when you do, it's meaningful and it's very insightful, because he's like, Aiden just came up and said this. And I'm like, Aiden's right. Yeah. So I know you don't talk a lot, but you think a lot. And when you do come up with something, please share it. But again, proud of you three for sticking it out, and look forward to working with you guys over the next.
I think Chad's going to finish up here.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Here. All right, so we're going to do letter winner here real quick. First year letter winner, Carson Hackathor.
You have the card.
And then you want them to get this out,
If he wants basketball and not use football one, we'll pay for that too. All right, so we're going to do gifts. If you guys want to come over, get your gifts.